Welcome to the PrinceOnyx Network. Hey guys, what's going on? It's your good guy here, PrinceOnyx. So let's go ahead and talk about Lovecraft Country and the creator of it, Misha Green, and the reception that she's gotten and I would say harsh criticism that I saw when the series was on, that was primarily coming from, of course, Black Twitter, my favorite place in the world. Anyway, so a lot of people were judging the show because of some of the themes, like especially when Ruby was parading around as a white woman and how she felt, better being in that, wearing the skin of a white woman and having that privilege and access to things that she did not have as a dark-skinned, voluptuous, thick woman. And then, of course, Montrose being down low, unfortunately, in the down low culture back in the 1950s. And I'm going to keep saying the 1950s because you know what? Let's just cut it and pull the plug. People need to realize this. The show was a period piece. Season 1 was a period piece. It is set in the 1950s. Things back then were, they're not so much different than today, but from a certain aspect and viewpoint, they were, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like with Montrose's character, who was played by Michael K. Williams, by the way. With Montrose, the character Montrose, yes, he wasn't shit, and the whole thing with him being down low and stuff like that, and then when Atticus called him the F word, the derogatory term for, being gay, that's how open homophobia was back then. And it's not like him and his partner could just be open with it, like we see pictures of black queer couples from back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, but you guys got to realize that oftentimes they were most likely in communities where they could be themselves freely, or one would think, but outside of that picture, nobody knows what these people's lives was really like, you know what I'm saying? So with Montrose, it's like, people were really upset about his storyline, and though granted, I do feel like there should have been more black queer writers in the writers room, and I pray that if they do get a season 2, that we do have more diverse writers in the writing room, as well as producers and directors and stuff like that, who can give better visual representation from page to the camera, especially when it came to Montrose and his partner with I guess you can call it a love-making scene. It did mirror rape, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Jesus Christ, the loogie of spit as lube and just ramming it into his partner, but again, what we have to blame for? What we have to blame for that? Look at how we treat, sex itself when it comes to a man and a woman, two men, whatever the case is. It's oftentimes very violent. Even in adult films, it's very violent for whatever reason, where the top is just like the top is like brutalizing the bottom, and it's just like, that's supposed to be acceptable, that's supposed to be hot, that's supposed to be sexy. And then in real life you have, oh my god, child, I remember apparently, because I did not see it but I heard about it when I was on Twitter, apparently there was a video of a guy, I think he was in a threesome with it was two tops, one bottom, and I think the two tops were basically, Jesus Christ, they were going to Pound Town so bad that the dude started to bleed. And in the tweets, the comments or whatever, people were in the replies or whatever, people were getting turned on by that. And I'm just like, and some people were like, whoa, wait a minute, because the moment you see, a red wedding, if you will, red rum, it's like, whoa. So, so with that, I definitely saw that, and I was just like, ooh, Jesus, that was a little bit brutal for my taste. But more so, getting back to the topic at hand, I feel like the show was judged very harshly by the black audience, yet and still, whenever Ryan Murphy, and this is just using him as a parallel and as an example, Ryan Murphy drops a season of American Horror Story, we flock to that. Yes, and I'm guilty too, because we see black people, we see black characters. I mean, hell, Coven is still one of the most talked about seasons yet. And even with Apocalypse, with the Coven crossover, you know, people are dying and, you know, thirsty for a Coven spinoff where it's just solely based on that. And then rumor has it they were working on one that was solely based on Marie Laveau. So, you know, I just wish that we gave black content creators as much grace as we give white content creators. That's all. I wish that we gave them as much grace as we give white content creators, because, you know what, Misha Green, I will give her credit because she was paying attention to what people were talking about. But y'all gotta also realize this show was already filmed last year, or what, 2 years ago, whenever it was in filming or whatever. So this show was already done pre-Rona. So again, if they do get picked up for a season 2, which I'm praying that they do, but if they do get picked up for a season 2, I'm pretty sure she is going to take a lot of what people were saying into consideration. But let's try not to be so harsh on her, because my thing is, if we live in this era, if you will, this generation where now it's cool to protect black women, why is it that people are also being harsh on a black woman about stuff that, you know, hey, this is her art, this is what she did. Did she make some mistakes? Absolutely, but everybody makes mistakes. Hell, even Ryan Murphy has made mistakes himself. You know what I'm saying? It's like people are not this harsh with him. We give him the grace that we're not going to give a Misha Green. And I'm pretty sure if Misha Green was on, if she was on a Shonda Rhimes level, people may not have been as harsh, but it still would have been so like the criticism I felt like they're critiquing with forgetting the fact that, hey, this is in the 1950s. This is not in today's world where things are more sex positive, and granted, homophobia still exists, transphobia still exists, you know, queerphobia, all of these other things, all these other teams still exist. Colorism, racism, there are still black people who low-key want to be white. And you know what stood out to me with Ruby in one episode, when her and Christian, who was really Christina, or no, William, who was really Christina, child. Anyway, when they had made love, and this was during the episode where Diana was being haunted by the two, whatever you want to call them, pickaninnies, whatever they were, the, you know, little slave girls who was all clawed up. You know, when she was being haunted by them. When she had told William that the reason why she took the potion to be a white woman while having sex with him was because she didn't want to be a black woman screwing a white man. And to be honest with you, I feel like that's how a lot of folks feel, a lot of black folks feel who are in interracial relationships. Y'all can try to bite my head off if you want to, but if the shoe fits, you're going to have to wear that mother. You're going to have to wear that mother. Okay? Because a hit dog will holler, and a big dog is gonna holler, and a hit bitch will holler even louder. So with that being said, you know, I just wish that the criticism wasn't so harsh towards her, because as a black independent content creator who constantly sees people up and down the timeline talking about, oh, I want to see more black witches, more black this, more black that. Bitch, if you want to see it, then you need to support it. There's Juju the web series by a black content creator. Look her up. There's my series, Confusion film series, film, web, and miniseries. There's so many of us out here, but a lot of the audience has become lazy. They just want stuff to be handed to them on a silver platter. Well, bitch, here's the thing. I ain't gonna give you no silver platter. I'm gonna give you a bronze platter, if that. I'm gonna give you a bronze. What the fuck you think you is? Like, anyway, point being is that the criticism was really unwarranted in my view, in my opinion, and I just wish that, and I pray that, again, if they get a season 2, that people are not as harsh, and that people really give her a second chance. Because again, if we're giving Ryan Murphy thousands upon thousands of chances, we need to also do the same for black independent content creators, or black content creators who make it to a mainstream platform such as a HBO and are doing things that they probably never thought they would be able to do or achieve. So let's ride out on that. Anyway, guys, voice is a little hoarse. Anyway, guys, this is PrinceOnyx. I'm signing out. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. For those of you guys who have watched Lovecraft Country, if you haven't, sorry for all the spoilers, but you guys should still watch it, and let's then have a conversation after you watch it, and that's the tea on that. Anyway, I will get back to you and see you guys another day or soon. Who knows? Peace. PrinceOnyx signing out. Peace, family. Welcome to the PrinceOnyx Network.